Michelle.
Hi.
Well, girl, we got a lot to talk about. But I wanted, you told me about some idea recently. This Michelle Sells idea.
Do you like the idea?
I do. I love the name.
Thank you.
But, it's explain it to me, because I'm assuming it's like a television shopping thing.
That's exactly what it is. So the idea was going to be on my YouTube channel here's the thing. Let me even take it back further.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to use products of small companies, startup companies, natural companies. When I talked about publicly on our podcast, greening my makeup kit and doing the natural deodorant we talked about, all these companies wanted to send me products. And I thought, I'll test every last one of these things because I believe in them. And they're smaller companies. They're not like these conglomerates, like Tom's, who's owned by Colgate-Palmolive.
Oh.
Like smaller owned companies that love their product, believe in their product. Same thing with smaller makeup companies or hair product, whatever they are. So people know that I do that, so they want to send me a product.
You see, like a consumer reporter, like when on the Golden Girls, when Rose was the consumer reporter.
That's exactly what I am.
And do you remember she fell asleep with her hand? No, she was falling asleep. She had her hand in a bucket of water to see if the watch
was waterproof.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't remember. But that's what you want to do.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
So, but I wanted to do it for upstarts. For either queer, LGBT, owned businesses, or smaller that are not mom and that are mom and pop companies. Send me your product and tell me what makes it different, why it's so good.
Well, but would you be willing to give a bad review? What if it's not a good product?
Well, then we don't talk about that product.
Ah.
People are willing to take the risk to send me their product and try and hope that it's the people that really believe in their product, believe in it for a reason. They worked for a very long time. I don't have X person to help me start my makeup line or whatever it is. So they learn on their own and
Right. So, but you're not going to give a bad review because you just wouldn't talk about it.
Just wouldn't talk about it because I'm just not a shady person. But the way that I feel like, if they're on my YouTube channel, I'd probably, if they were local, have the person come in and talk about it with me.
All right. So give me a preview of what it might sound like. What product have you used lately? Now, didn't some deodorant people send you something?
I had 3 send me stuff. Now, the one that I'm using right now that I love, and I talked about it on the podcast, which is why they wanted to send. They sent more to Lola so she can use it. It's Schmidt's amazing natural deodorant, delicious flavors. I call them flavors. I know they're scents, but I call them flavors. And they have the cream that you could put on your fingers this way, or the roll-on stick. Not the roll-on, the stick.
Right.
Roll-ons are the ones with the ball.
No, Rollins like in Ice Ice Baby says, Rollin 5.0.
No, that's
back top
different.
down so my hair can blow. Gully's on standby, waving just to say hi. Did you stop?
No, hell no. That's different.
Okay, so you talk about that
Schmidt's
company already.
And then there was another one called Mother Dirt. And Mother Dirt heard us talking
about. Not to be confused with Mother Dust.
Or Mother Love. 2 different things.
Yeah.
But Mother Dirt works with the microbiomes in your skin.
What did you call me?
I called you a microbiome. Lucky it's micro, not macro, bitch. So I've been using their cleanser and their deodorant, and it's amazing, this Mother Dirt stuff. And it works with the good bacteria in your skin.
And where do you get that? At just motherdirt.com or Amazon?
Exactly, motherdirt.com. Go on their website. All these great products, and you don't know about them until your attention is brought to them.
Sure.
So I thought, if these are great products and these are great people and they want the word to get out, and you really believe in the product, and I use the product because I take my word very seriously. If I believe in it, because I don't get paid when I put stuff on my Instagram. There are all your favorite people out there, your big celebrities.
Yeah.
They get paid so much freaking money to talk about flat tummy tea.
Yeah. Did you read that thing about Busy Phillips? She said last year her acting didn't pay a lot of bills, although she does have a new series coming up called The Sackett Sisters, and I'm sure it's going to be a big hit. But she said that how she paid bills last year was through her Instagram account. She was advertising things on her Instagram account.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at that.
I'm not either. I wish somebody would call me up so I can advertise.
Don't say that. Are you kidding me?
What?
Because now you're going to be a rotating door of advertisements. People will pay you left and right.
Really? Why haven't they called me up?
But now that they know.
Yeah.
Because you people probably saying no, no, no. probably
Well,
say no, no, no.
Well, hey,
But I'm not mad at it.
No.
But the point is, a lot of times they don't believe in the product.
Oh.
They just have a gazillion followers, and they know they'll get an X amount of dollars if they sell X amount of product.
See, now that you're talking about it, I'm trying to think of something I bought or used recently that I want to talk about.
You love serums. There might be a serum that you love to use.
I love the serums. I can't remember any of the names.
You and I both love Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme.
I love that. But, I've been talking about that Lemieux a lot, and they did send me some.
See?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The point is you talk about a product for a lot of these places that don't know, and the word gets out, or specific designers, things like that. Like I like to help new designers. I became obsessed with these 2 British designers, one called Nookie in Australia, not British, Australia, Nookie, and one called Zhivago. Their clothes are amazing. And people in America don't really know about Nookie and Zhivago.
Well, I've heard of Snooki, and I've seen the movie Dr. Zhivago.
I mean,
Any relation?
You would think that's good enough,
Uh-huh.
but it's not. So on Michelle Sells, I want to highlight products that have been sent to me. I've tried them, and here I am. I'm putting myself on the line to try these things and tell you if I like them. Like I love anti-aging stuff, but for me, it can't have chemicals.
Right.
It's got to be natural. And a lot of people think, well, once you take the chemicals out, it ain't going to work.
Right.
That's bullshit, people. There are products out there that I love. Like I love the Pacifica brand, and I love Dr. Hauschka and Anne-Marie Borlind. These are all natural skincare products that a lot of people don't know exist.
Right.
So that's what I want to do. I want to help new companies.
So you're the Rose Nyland of the podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know the episode I'm talking
I
about.
do know the episode.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, no. At one point,
which I've seen 500
times. Because at one point,
if I was Alaska,
Blanche,
I could tell you exactly what happened.
Yeah, but Alaska knows her
Too much.
her Golden Girls very well. But if I'm not correct, Blanche is talking to her and distracts her because she's waiting for a light bulb. No, she's testing these light bulbs, light bulb A and light bulb B. And
Let's see which one lasts the longest. And then when she goes to sleep, it goes out, right?
No, because Blanche is talking to her, it goes out and she wasn't watching.
So she doesn't know which one. Right, that's right.
And I think, doesn't she stick her hand in the freezer to
test the watch?
To test the watch to see if it
I think so.
Yeah. Now, Golden Girls is on Netflix or Hulu, one of those. It's Hulu. Do you watch the Golden Girls on Hulu?
Yeah, but don't they give it on Logo too?
Yeah. But on Hulu, any commercials. Yeah.
So that's Michelle Sells. So what I'm going to recommend is that if people want me to talk about their product or try their product, to send the information to RuPaul Podcast at gmail.com, and I will check it out. I'll try it. You can't be pissed off that if it doesn't work or I don't like it,
and then they're
going
to send it to your P.O. box. Once you get their email, they will then send it to your P.O. box.
Correct.
I see.
And that way it'll get to me. We talk about it, and I want to do a little Michelle Sells segment.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
So do I. I want to help these little companies out there, or a product that feels like it needs a little extra advertising.
Yeah.
And that's the way we
because,
do it.
that's, with all...
And by the way, I'm not getting paid for it.
No, you're not getting paid for it. But that is where we are today. There's so much information out there for young people that what they really need is a curator.
Yes.
So your Rose Nyland Act is actually that of a curator.
I'm a curator. I'm an oracle. I am what you choose to call me.
Well, now, I knew you were an oracle because I knew you from when you were a child, when you were a teenager.
Correct.
So, and everybody knew you were an oracle.
I am an oracle. Quite widely known.
Yes. I mean...
I'm a horacle.
No, it's great. No, it's your calling. It really is your calling.
I love to curate things. And because I'll buy them for you or I'll tell you about them, I always have something to talk about in the shopping genre.
You know every fragrance. George knows the name of every dog. He knows the name of every flower.
I don't know flowers at all. I can go toe-to-toe with him on dogs. That's like, I was obsessed. There's a book called the Bible, the Dog Breed Bible.
Oh.
I have it in my house. When I was bored years ago, I would just sit there and look and memorize breeds.
What's your favorite breed of dog?
Well, I go through phases. I'm an avid pit bull rescuer and pit bull lover. We have a pit bull and we have an American
Is that because
bull.
you're so hood?
Hello. Look at me.
Yeah.
I keep it gangster.
You do keep it gangster.
I keep a gully. I keep a real.
You certainly do.
Grimy.
Yeah.
But I also will always love a Pekingese. I had 4 at one point.
You're kidding.
Love
4?
Pekingese. Yeah.
Now that's
when I lived in New York City, I had 4 Pekingese.
Wait a minute. Now looking back though, isn't that kind of cruel?
Cruel?
To have
they got walked 4 times a day.
You can't have. You can't give 4 dogs all your attention.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I could. Oh,
well,
yes, I could.
raise your 4 dogs. I see your 4 dogs.
Okay.
And I raise you
10 cats?
Yeah.
I'm also obsessed with Frenchies, French bulldogs.
Uh-huh.
I love Dog de Bordeaux, French mastiffs with the
Yeah.
big Turner and
Yes,
Turner and Hooch.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch. Jowls.
Yeah.
I love a big burly dog.
Oh.
I don't listen. I love all breeds of dogs.
Yeah.
Love rescues. I'm all about them. I'm not a fan of the terriers, except for the pit bull terrier.
Now, because they make so much noise?
Just the wiry hair. They're lovable too, but they're not like a poodle breed. They're not my favorite breeds.
I see.
I like more of the working dog.
Because Bichon is a
Bichon
poodle.
Frise.
That's a poodle breed, isn't it?
It looks like a poodle. There
Yeah.
people that swear by Bichon Frise. My dad has a Lhasa Apso right now, or a Shih Tzu, one of them.
Yeah.
They're in like the same Pekingese family there.
Well, are you going to ask me what my favorite
Yes. What's
breed
your
of
favorite?
dog is?
I know what it is,
You
and I'm
do?
going to tell you right now.
Okay.
That's how well I know you.
All right.
Border Collie.
A border collie. I love a border collie.
Am I right?
You certainly are.
Smartest breed of dog.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
I think I can look at some. They'll be walking down the street. I can look at in its eyes, and I can see how smart it is.
Number 1, smartest breed of dog.
Wow.
Yes, brilliant. Another really smart breed is a Schnauzer. Very, very smart breed of dog. There's so many great dogs out there.
There really are.
But please, I urge you to rescue, adopt, don't shop, because
Mm-hmm.
purebred is just a myth. It's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
These dogs, the ones that are about to get put down, are my dog Romeo, my pit,
Mm.
American Staffordshire Terrier pit bull mix. He was rescued off a death row in his mommy's belly.
Mm-hmm.
She had 9 puppies. They rescued her the day before she was going to put down. 7 survived. They were all parvo positive. A lot of dogs don't survive parvo.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the smartest dog I have ever owned in my entire life.
Wow. How long have you had him?
Brilliant. He's 4, and we got him when he was just 8 weeks old.
How many dogs do you have?
2.
2.
Bellatrix is 11 years old. She's going to be 12 in December.
Mm-hmm. Is she going to get a bar mitzvah?
Um,
A bat mitzvah?
if she makes it to 13, she'll get a
Uh-huh.
bark mitzvah.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. Did you make that up?
I think I just did right now.
Oh my
She's going to have a bark mitzvah.
God.
Will you come?
We should talk about Michelle Sells. We should start a Bark Mitzvah company.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, that is brilliant.
But at 13, it might be kind of late for a dog.
Because you want to have it
they're
at
all-
5?
Yeah, they're ornery and shit at 13.
Yeah.
Like Bella will go into a laundry room and just to get away from Romeo because he's
You're
a pain in the
kidding.
ass.
Really?
No, she's
Really?
like, leave me
Uh-huh.
alone.
So what? Okay, we're going to go to break. But what is the perfect age for a Bark Mitzvah?
I think maybe between 5 and 7.
Uh-huh.
Because they're out of the puppy annoyance
Yeah.
and they're not into the senior dog, leave me alone.
Uh-huh.
So between 5 and 7, even 8, 5 and 8, Bark Mitzvah service.
Would you could you and I start? Please promise me. You and I we're going to start a Bark Mitzvah company.
Should we do it?
We're going to plan Bark Mitzvahs.
And we'll have Frosty Paws ice cream
Oh my God.
in a cup.
Yeah.
And that's what we can have instead of the big cake.
Oh my God. And we'll get Tammy Brown to perform.
Of course.
Yes.
Nobody better.
Better than Tammy Brown.
Nobody better
She'll
than
bring her ukulele.
Planet Tammy.
I
And Devin
love it.
Green.
Devin Green.
And Tammy Brown.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to go to break real quick, and we're going to, during the break, let's plan,
Flesh this out.
flesh out our
Is it
Bark
flesh
Mitzvah.
out or flush out?
I don't know, but
think
I
it's-
like both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be right back. Hey, Michelle, Loot Crate, you know what the theme is this month?
What?
It's for the month of May, it's Guardians.
Oh.
Which includes Guardians of the Galaxy, Goonies.
Mhm.
What are some of the other Guardians?
Destiny, Star Wars. and-
Fallout 4.
Is that a Guardian?
No, it's not a Guardian, but they have it, don't they?
You just know that. That's the only one you know. So you
Well,
wanna
Loot
say
Crate. I mean, if you are in the market for great gear,
Yeah.
epic gear, you got to go to lootcrate.com.
I love Loot Crate. I get Loot Crate for my
Yeah, they're really
cosplay
into
kid,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
You also get stuff for the house. There's like stuff for your phone she's gotten. She gets the Loot Crate anime one. There's so many great crates you guys can get. And there's a mega crate prize. One lucky subscriber is also going to win a mega crate featuring a premium format I Am Groot figure from Sideshow Collectibles. It stands over 22 and a half inches tall,
Oh my
as well
God,
as other
wow.
prizes. Yes. Over $45 value in every single crate for less than $20 a month. I'm telling you, as a gift,
Uh-huh.
Loot Crate is an awesome idea.
It is an awesome idea. And if you want to get fancy and get a bigger box and with even bigger loot, you can go to Loot Crate DX.
Everybody likes a bigger box. Take it from me. Make sure to head over to lootcrate.com/Ru. Enter that code RU to save $3 off on any new subscription today. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. It's Loot Crate, y'all. Shut up.
It's Loot Crate. We are back. We've got Andie MacDowell coming up in just a few minutes.
Supermodel.
Yes. Oh my God, what a career that woman has
She's
had.
actress.
For years. She went from being a model straight into being an actress and has never stopped.
Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Going from a model to an actress, it's rarely done seamlessly.
Yeah, many have tried. Mostly unsuccessfully.
Few have succeeded.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've got her coming up in a minute. But we're just talking about enterprise. That's what we've been talking about. Michelle with her Michelle Sells and really helping out entrepreneurs who are up and coming, legendary children
Of the ballroom.
Of the ballroom and of the product scene. Michelle wants to try out products and give her review. She's only going to give good reviews. So if your product doesn't make the cut, she just won't talk about it. So I love that concept. And then you and I just came up with a brilliant idea of a Barkmitzvah.
Barkmitzvah company.
A company that throws Barkmitzvahs for
dogs.
Dogs.
I love it.
Listen, I can't believe that we're the first ones to come up with that.
You know what that means? We probably aren't.
We probably are not.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And we're probably going to get letters to say, oy vey, we've
That
been
was
doing
my idea.
We've been doing Barkmitzvahs over here for
What
years.
are you talking about?
Yeah.
Step off.
Step off my
What was the name of that photographer that did, and not Maplethorpe?
Oh, yeah. Wine.
That did all the Weimaraners?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. And he's got two. Oh, Wim Wenders. No.
Vim.
No. It's two W's. I see two W's.
Okay.
And
Tell me, what else do you see?
Wenders was the last name.
Are you sure?
I think it's Wender. And I think it's Wim, something like that.
I don't know,
Yeah,
but
you can
Alex
look
will
it up.
text us. But at the bottom line, the point is, I feel like I saw him do one because he does the hands.
I remember.
I feel like there was one with a yarmulke and a tallis.
You know
Wim
what?
You're right, Wim Wenders.
Is
do
it?
you say Vim Vendors?
No, I thought of that. No, I maybe I said that.
No, but do you say that like the movie director?
German, yeah. This is the thing. In 1989, I was subletting an apartment on 6th Street between First Avenue and Avenue A, and at the time, Wim Wenders, I can't say his
Wim
name.
Wenders.
Yeah, he lived next door, and I could hear the dogs barking.
Oh my God!
He
no
lived
way.
next door. He had, I think, it's like this whole big building that he housed whatever.
Oh, the Weimaraners.
Yeah, but
they were gorgeous. But I remember seeing like the Jewish one. So I feel like, listen, Barkmitzvah is not that much of a stretch of a pun.
No.
So I'm sure Joan Rivers had a Barkmitzvah for her dog.
I'm sure she has. I'm sure Judge Judy has had them for her
Exactly.
dogs.
Exactly.
But
doesn't mean we can't do our own.
You never had. Did you have a bat mitzvah?
I did have a bat mitzvah.
What was the highlight?
A ice cream. There was build your own ice cream sundae bar
From Cookie Puss.
I wish it was Cookie Puss.
Cookie Puss was not invited to your.
It's Cookie Puss. Carvel. AB, it's Tom Carvel. Fudgy the Whale's the same thing as Cookie Puss. It's just upside down. Put an O's on it. It's Fudgy the Whale.
Wait, so you did not invite.
I didn't know Tom Carvel, so I didn't invite him.
You didn't invite.
No.
So you had So what was the highlight? You had
So it was a
ice cream bar,
ice cream sundae and candy bar.
Okay.
And I was a fat kid, so for me it was like very exciting.
That does sound fabulous.
It was amazing. That was my favorite part of the whole thing. Yeah. Now, mind you, my parents gave me a choice. I wanted to have a bat mitzvah so I can sing in front of a congregation.
Okay. It was there was an ulterior motive.
There was. I wanted to sing.
What did you sing?
Because I had just started Josephine the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at the temple.
Yeah.
And I sang. You sing the Torah, the Haftarah.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted to perform. So I did all that.
But wait a minute. How do you sing the Torah and perform it? I mean, it's not a performance.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. All right. So you turned the Torah into like a pop song?
You sing.
Yeah.
So you, instead of da, 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 you just do a little vibrato on it and make it, slow it down a little bit.
Pizzazz.
Yeah, make it beautiful.
Yeah.
Fussy.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And then I had a party because I wanted all my friends to come to my party. And they didn't do Sweet 16s where I'm from because everybody was broke ass where I came from.
Yeah.
So nobody could afford Sweet 16s. So that was our big thing.
How much do you think your mother spent on your bat mitzvah?
I don't think too much because really my dad was an average.
I mean, because that is the most important part of a bat mitzvah is how much she spent.
Yeah, and I remember buying my first stereo with the money that I got.
Oh, wow.
So I got a record player stereo
Yeah.
that went on top of my dresser. And it stayed with me for it even had an AM/FM on it.
What was the first record you bought? And don't lie.
The first record I ever remember having, I don't think I bought it, was a song called The Three Little Fishes.
Okay.
Boom, boom, did-em, dad-em, wad-em.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
Boom, boom, did-em, dad-em, wad-em.
Nope.
Right.
I'm a few years older
But
than you.
I remember, that was an old song, I'm thinking the 50s. I remember that when I got money and I went to the Route 18 and the Route 1 flea market in New Jersey, the first records that I bought, now I was young. Wings with a Little Luck.
Oh, I love that. It's 1976.
So I was born in 68.
No, but that's called With a Little Love.
With a little luck, we can make it up. And Paul McCartney and Wings. Luck. It was Luck.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Coward of the County.
Oh, Kenny Rogers.
That was another one that I bought.
Yeah.
Those two I remember buying when I was young because then Enter the Go-Go's.
All right.
And that's when life changed for me.
Yeah.
Because then I bought every single.
But that came around in 81.
Yes, correct. And I was in middle school. So at that point, I was working for my dad and making a steady paycheck.
What was he doing?
So he owned a trophy store. I made trophies.
Oh.
But back then,
so you were snatching trophies from a very early age.
I snatched them because I made them. I made sure I had a room full of them. For what? Cheerleading? I was never a fucking cheerleader that young. I got this vocal trophy.
Yeah, so you cut out the middleman. You didn't have to do all that pesky work on.
No, I went right to the source. In second grade, I won the talent show by singing I'm a Rhinestone Cowboy. And I played it on the organ.
Oh, my goodness.
I had a little tiny organ.
Yeah.
And I played it and I sang Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, yeah.
So music started really young for me that way. And then the Go-Go's changed everything for me, and you know this story, into making me feel like, oh, I want to be a pop star.
Yeah.
And I told you at one point I was going to be Mickey Lynn. I was going to be a country star.
Right.
And then I realized, oh, no. I want that. What Belinda Carlisle has, that's what I want. So that's when I changed direction and started buying those records. I don't remember anything earlier than being so proud of my Paul McCartney record and my Kenny Rogers record.
I loved Paul McCartney and Wings.
Yeah.
Actually, I loved don't hate me or don't judge me. I loved Paul McCartney and Wings more than I loved the Beatles.
I'm not judging you because I was never a Beatles fan.
Yeah.
But Lola, my 15-year-old, is obsessed with the Beatles and Elvis.
They're brilliant. But you know what? I really love the Beatles songs when someone else does them. You know, when I heard Bette Midler's version of In My Life, it always brings me to tears because it's sung in a way where you understand what those lyrics mean. You know, because when they do it, they go, there are down in my you know, like a bopping thing. But when she slows that shit down and she sings what it's really about.
They were lyrical masters.
Oh, my God.
For sure.
It brings tears to my eyes. It's her version is from the movie For the Boys.
There's some great album, by the way.
Yeah.
That soundtrack.
Yeah.
There's some when Lola will, because she's obsessed with the Beatles and, like I said, Elvis, and Neil Diamond, random.
No, that's right on.
She'll be playing a Beatles song and I'll go, who's that? She goes, you forget how funky and soulful some of their music is.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's like, oh my God, I didn't even realize that was the Beatles.
We all know every song. We know it because, I mean, of course, when I grew up, you couldn't escape the songs.
No.
But I really love the songs when they've been done. Like Tina Turner's, what's the song that she does? Wait a minute. Okay, I just had a senior moment.
Is it a Beatles song?
Yes. And it's, okay.
I can't
have my computer right here. Anyway, talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, so anyway, I didn't realize that they had all that soul and they had all that funk.
Help. She does help.
Help. I need somebody.
Help me. She goes, help me if you can. I'm feeling down. She does like that, because they go, help me if you can. I'm feeling down. She slows it down and you understand what the song is about.
But that's where their magic really
is. Yeah.
Is those lyrics.
Yeah.
And that song, when it came out, I know everybody makes fun of Paul McCartney and Wings. People do make fun of that.
Do they?
Yeah, because that's when he went solo and did his thing.
Yeah,
and it was like,
they're so good.
wasn't really a hit though. Did he have any huge hits?
Oh, yes, he did.
Did he? Was With a Little Luck a hit?
Oh, it was number one.
Okay, that's
It was
why I
number
bought
one.
it, because I would only know it from like WABC, New York. That's when I listened to, because FM radio wasn't the shit in the 70s. It was AM radio. AM radio.
It was
WNBC.
phasing out though, because rock, classic rock, and all that stuff in the late 70s, FM had taken over.
Yes, and Disco 92. But I'm talking about like mid 70s maybe, because we would get in the car and my dad would always have WABC and WNBC on. And those are the ones that when I got into radio, I would sit down and write the top 10 count. They would loop the top 10 and I would write down what all the songs were. And I remember hearing ad nauseum Roberta Flack.
Yes. Yes. Killing Me Softly.
Yes, over and over and over. And then the Carpenters was a big one too on some of those.
Oh,
shows.
I love the Carpenters. Okay, so I have all of Paul McCartney's hits right here. He's got
solo ones.
Yeah. Well,
and by the way, the song you did with Rihanna is so good.
But see, it's solo, but he's in a band. It's Paul McCartney and Wings, right?
Yeah.
So hits are Band on the Run.
Oh, that was Paul McCartney.
Yes, and yeah. Coming Up was his punk rock thing. Do you remember Coming Up? It goes like this. Let me see. Let me see if you can hear it. This is not punk. It was sort of new wave punk.
Yeah. It sounds a little disco-y to me. It's got the horns in there.
Here, let me get to the chorus.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
This is disco. This is disco.
Okay.
I loved this song.
Yeah. And then,
oh my God, I didn't even know it was Paul McCartney.
Good Night Tonight. Jet is number one. I think that was number one. Remember Jet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you do. Here.
Yeah, you do. Oh,
Yeah. And oh, you know what? I thought you were talking about silly love songs. You're saying
a silly love song.
Yeah, see, that was 76. And the one you're talking
With
about
a Little Luck.
With a Little Luck is, I feel
With
like
a
that's a
little
different
luck.
name.
No, I think
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah,
Okay.
With a Look. Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
There is no end. Brilliant.
I love it. Yeah, no, he's really
Brilliant.
And of course, Live and Let Die from
Yep.
the Bond theme.
That is amazing.
It is. And then Junior's Farm was a hit. Do you know Junior's Farm?
No. Is that like Yasgur's Farm?
You know this intro. See, I was a teenager during all this.
I was a baby.
Yeah. Let me
Like, by the way, With a Little Luck was a 45, and so was Coward of the County.
Yeah, I know.
And then I bought The Devil Went Down to Georgia by Charlie Daniels.
Oh, I love that song.
Yep.
That was the number one.
Yep.
Let me get to the chorus. You know this?
No. And the funny thing is, his sound was all over the place. Like, he did everything.
Well, it was pop. And it was pop rock.
What
and
year?
It was all throughout the 70s.
70s.
Yeah, I think.
So he had a successful solo career.
Oh God, yes.
And with the band.
Oh God, yes.
Oh.
Huge. All throughout the 70s. I think their last thing may have been like 1980. I think for Jet.
Ebony and Ivory?
For Wings.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then he went on to do solo stuff with Michael
Yeah.
and Stevie Wonder, Ebony and Ivory, and all
Yeah.
this stuff. All right, so when we're going to take a break now, but when we come back, we are going to have supermodel and super actress Andie MacDowell.
Unbelievable.
I want to hear all about how she made that transition
Heck
from.
yeah.
And you know what? She's still with L'Oreal. She was a L'Oreal girl. I think she's been well over 30 years.
And she does, I think, the preference hair color.
She's been doing that for years.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. Okay, so we're to take a break. We'll be right back.
You know
with
why?
Andie MacDowell.
Because she's worth it.
Because she's worth it, yes. Michelle, Talkspace has revolutionized therapy. You know, I've been seeing a therapist for years. I think it's going on, I think it's 18 years.
Same.
18 years I've been seeing a therapist. Now it's available to everyone. Thanks
smart.
to Talkspace. Isn't that brilliant?
How smart is this, Rue? Let's be honest. Join over 300,000 users. Obviously, it's smart because they've got over 300,000 users who already know that with Talkspace, you can text, audio message, video message your therapist as many times as you want without having to wait a week. So frustrating when you can't get in with your therapist and you're having a crisis.
Yeah.
Now you can. You don't have to worry about that because you got Talkspace right there and your therapist is always in your pocket.
Yes, or on your computer, wherever. Yeah. It's a brilliant concept.
Yes. This is how it works, right? You go to Talkspace.com and don't forget your offer code RU, or you can download their app. Then you're going to speak with a therapist there, a representative.
Yes. Who's
going to say, tell me what you want to get. What's your goal to get out of
therapy?
therapy?
And you do have to be clear with what you want to get out of this. It could be acceptance of love, the ability to give love, any number of things.
Any number of things.
Yeah.
It could be, substance, whatever your issues are.
Your mother, your father, dealing with
codependency.
Yes, dating. You might want to be getting back into the dating life. Or, maybe you're going on a job interview and you need to know, your therapist hopefully will know the areas that you could use some nudging in.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
With Talkspace, you don't have to have it just professional you see once a week, but someone that's right at your fingertips to be there for you consistently when you need it and someone you can always talk to. So listen to this. Because you listen to us, $30 off the first month. Go to Talkspace.com/Rue, or you can download the Talkspace app on any of your phones, your Android, Apple, whatever, or go to the App Store, whatever it is, and use the offer code RU. With Talkspace, you guys, and you've always wanted a therapist and never been able to do it, now you can.
Yeah.
Because with Talkspace, you're never alone.
We've got our special guest, Andie MacDowell, is with us. Now, I really want to talk about Gaffney, South Carolina.
Okay,
That's what I want to talk about. Now, I used to drive up and down the East Coast, and we'd always go through Gaffney, South Carolina, and they had that big old peach on the side of the...
Yes, it looks like a great big ass.
It really does.
Really?
Can we talk about
it? Looks like a really great big... It looks like a big fanny in the sky.
It really
does.
A naked fanny.
Yes, butt naked.
Now,
fanny.
when did that fanny... Now, I first started seeing it in 1978. Was it there when you were there?
It was, and it was not. It was shortly thereafter.
I see.
It was shortly thereafter.
Right. When did you leave there? Were you born and raised in Gaffney?
I was born and raised in Gaffney, and I graduated from high school in '76 and went to college for a little briefly in Rock Hill, Winthrop, and then I went to New York.
Yeah. So while in college, some modeling person said, "Hey, you kiddo, you there?"
No, actually, I went to see my sister. Try to make this short.
Yeah,
I visited my sister when I was 17. I went to see my sister. First airplane I was ever on. I went to see my sister in Los Angeles, and my brother-in-law worked at the Fashion Mart, and I was down there, and somebody from Wilhelmina came up to me and said, "You need to be a model." And they kind of scared me, and I didn't tell my sister anything. And then I ended up telling her at the end of the trip, and she was like, "Why didn't you say something?"
Did they give you a card or anything?
Gave me a card.
Okay.
But anyway, it planted the seed because I thought, oh, well, maybe I can be a model. That's what this person said. So then I started buying magazines, looking at magazines. My sister started sending me articles, and I ended up just going to New York. I went to New York and walked into Elite Models, and they said, "When can you move here?" And
What?
Yeah. And I said 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I went home and told my dad that that's what I was going to do. And you would have thought I was going to be a prostitute.
Yeah.
He didn't like the idea.
Well, scary. You're his little girl.
Yeah. And he didn't know what it was.
Right.
But I said, but no, this is what I'm doing. That was the first time I ever had,
That takes balls, though, to do what you did. And just
really does.
Yeah.
It does. And how long after you started your modeling career did your father go, "Oh, my goodness, this is really something"?
They realized pretty quickly. I mean, that I was something.
Did you start working right away?
It took the first few months were tricky. And I was at Studio 54 a lot.
Hey!
How about that?
Hey!
How about that? But how lucky am I? I got to see all that.
During the period, it's golden era.
Yes. Can you imagine what an eye-opener that was?
From a girl from Gaffney, South Carolina.
And I was full-on ready for it. I was just like, God, these are my people. This is it. I'm home. But so after a brief moment there, I was gonna go back. I was gonna go back to Gaffney.
Yes.
Because I was just tired, and they said, "No, go to Paris and try, see what happens." And
don't go to Gaffney, go to Paris. It's so much better.
Paris, South Carolina?
No, Paris, France.
So I did, and I stayed there for a year and a half, and I got a great education. It really was. It was for a girl from a small town. I was absorbing everything. I was paying attention to everything. My eyes were just wide open.
Wow.
And learning, because I didn't know who Celeron was.
Right,
I didn't grow up with that kind of money.
Sure. Yeah.
We didn't wear Celeron. I knew who Calvin Klein was.
Right.
I did.
Yeah.
And late 70s, everybody was buying those
Sure.
Calvin Klein jeans.
Yeah.
Remember Calvin Klein? And I ended up doing the Calvin Klein jean commercial.
I remember, yes.
It was a lot of things were like that. It was like I grew up watching and dreaming, and then all of a sudden it was happening, and I was working with these
you manifested
people.
it,
We
baby.
talk about that a lot here on this
Yeah.
podcast because
It
it's
was
very
bizarre.
important. It's important for people to hear that because we're interested in these stories and people's journey because we want to know how we can manifest those kind of things in our own lives. And it happened for you. You were just a teenager.
I was young. I didn't know it was a whole other world that I was not privileged to experience firsthand. It was only fantasy, I would look at magazines and I figured out who people were. I knew their names. I read about them. I knew everybody before I got there.
Yeah.
And then I would meet them. It was insane.
Yeah.
And then I knew who I watched The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Oh,
okay?
yes.
In high
Yes.
school, I watched The Eyes of Laura
Faye
Mars.
Dunaway's great movie.
Yes. And then the next thing I know, I'm working with Joey Mills and John Sahag.
Wow.
And these people that were in
the movie.
In
Yeah.
the movie.
Mhm.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, well, this is Eyes of Laura Mars is the movie that Faye Dunaway did I believe right after she won the Academy Award for Network, and she was paid $1 million.
Wait, John Sahag was
I
in
think-
that.
I think
The
he
hairdresser?
Yeah.
He was in that as an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been so long. I haven't
Wow.
watched it since 1975.
And was she the first one to win? To earn $1 million? First woman?
No, I believe Barbara was probably the first to earn $1 million in a movie, but but that was big news.
That
when
is
Faye Dunaway
such a good
did
movie.
that.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you now. Okay, so from the time that you moved to New York to your first Vogue cover, how long was that? How much time was that?
The first week I got to Paris, I shot a cover for Elle magazine. I know you asked about Vogue, but I shot for Elle magazine the first week, and Gia.
Yes.
And Lena Kansbongs, who you don't remember, but I do. Lena Kansbongs was in a Revlon ad, and I had torn the picture out, and it was on my wall.
Wow.
when I was in the 12th grade, and they were there the first week watching me do the picture.
So your vision board, you created it before it was a thing.
Crazy. It was crazy, but I can't remember when I got the first Vogue cover. That year, I was there that first year and a half until this one photographer said, "You need to go home." And I was like, "I'm afraid I won't work." And he said, "Go home." Because what was happening in Paris was they weren't paying me appropriately. They take a big cut of your money. You don't know. You're right. You just don't know.
So, but you were signed to John Casablancas.
I was with Elite.
With Elite in New York. Now, was it their same agent?
Correct. They had an Elite in Paris.
I see.
Correct.
So, but are they affiliated? They have the same name, but are they?
Yeah, they're affiliated.
But then how could your money be wrong if the people in New York are also looking after the?
They don't look after.
Maybe they don't
They're
pay
not.
as much
Right.
over there.
Well, they don't pay attention, and I think they take a 40% cut. You have to pay taxes. You do. I had my appendix taken out in Paris.
Oh my
when I
No
was there.
way.
But they pay for it because
it's in every other country but ours.
Yeah,
Right,
because
right.
you pay the taxes. So I paid taxes. I had to pay taxes there and in the United States. Anyway, I do think I don't have any proof of it, but I do think they manipulate things a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, so now, okay, so I want to talk about L'Oreal because do you hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest spokesperson for a beauty contract?
I believe that is what I have been told.
Really?
Yes, I have 30 years, and I don't think anybody has surpassed.
I don't think so.
It's her
30 years.
preference,
It's
Rue.
her preference. She's worth it.
Yes, she is.
30 years. When did you? It was 82 when you signed with them.
Oh my goodness.
It feels like 82. Maybe it was later.
No, I'm just calculating in my head.
No.
I think it was 85.
Huh.
So, because we're talking about 30 years.
Yeah.
This is 16, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
You're like us, Andie.
Yeah, right. No, it seems like earlier though. I thought you were there earlier than that.
I did an ad for them. But somebody else. I'm not going to say the name of the company. It's not us.
Yeah.
But somebody else had used me, and I think they thought, well, okay, I guess if we really want her, we better sign her
up.
So Wikipedia says 86.
86.
Okay, 86, which would be correct for 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Now, are any of the people still there that you've known for 30? Are you like the?
That is the odd experience. Is I am like the old one there, and I see everybody changing.
Yeah.
So
and all the kids that are in charge now.
They're just the babies that are there, and I've seen the business change a lot.
Yeah.
Just
sure
how how the whole business has changed. Everything's
You mean
changed. It is constantly evolving and shifting.
The modeling business or the beauty business at L'Oreal, like
both,
that kind of thing?
Both of them. Both of them. All of them. Because think about this also. I was one of the first very successful models who also became a successful actress.
Yes.
Very difficult crossover.
Yes,
if not one of the most, if not the most successful
because in
one.
the old days, they used to shun models that would try. They would. It was almost you almost felt terrified to even make the effort because you already felt you were going to fail.
And it was always a joke socially.
It was a joke. They would make fun of you. They did not. It was not a lot of love and support in that area.
Right.
And then also, it was harder once you became an actress. It was hard to have that title as model actress.
Right.
And I still have that phobia inside of me because people would hold it against me. But now it is the most popular thing in the world to be. And every actress is a model.
Yes. Yes.
So
they get all the covers.
It's changed completely.
Yes.
Every actress wants to be a spokesperson. It's like the greatest thing you can achieve.
Absolutely.
So I went through that whole thing. So now you can call me a model all you want, and I'm just really seriously happy, especially because I'm old too. Older,
exactly.
Older,
So,
not a baby.
Now, before you started acting, did you study in New York before you made the leap, or did you study after you got the job?
I studied and I still study. It's an ongoing process.
What did you learn about yourself in the process of studying? And what are you still learning about yourself in the process of studying acting?
It's always about the role. If you can get a role that you can show people something that surprises them. And that's really hard because they do have this tendency. If you prove something in one area, they will recast you in that one area over and over again, and it's hard to break out of a certain very particular pattern. When I did Sex, Lies, and Videotape, it was a huge paradigm for me because previous to that, people they were very unsure about my abilities, who I was, and so then I did that, and it's like the whole world opens up.
Such a great movie.
It's such a great movie.
So now I'm just hoping that same paradigm can happen again because it's so hard to get. You can get in a box and not get out of it. And
I think it can, because I got to tell you, I saw you in Magic Mike Double XL or whatever it is.
I know, small scene.
And I got to tell you, there was a different Andie MacDowell in there. There was a certain comfortability and there was a certain ease. Did you recognize that?
I think I really had a good time in that particular role. It's such a small role, and everybody, and not everybody, but a lot of people really rewarded me because of it. I got a lot of very positive attention. So
but
I'm
could
just
you
hoping
see it?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
You've done it all that way. Of course you can.
Yes.
I've seen you in everything, and I think it's
hard
very
to get
different.
cast and do something different, and you really have to. You have to shake it up and surprise people.
I agree.
Now tell me this. Now I don't know if this has been another 30-something years, but I don't know if this is a sore spot for you. But where were you? Did you find out they had replaced your voice in Greystoke at the premiere, or did someone call you and say?
It was really shitty.
Yeah.
I went over. I was in England by myself, and even my representatives did not know it when I found out. So I found out by myself. And it was like the wheels were turning in my head. Everything went through, it was hitting me at once. And all the thoughts were flying through my head as to what the hell I was going to do. And I, for 2 seconds, I felt like jumping out of a building. And I thought, well, that's probably not a really good idea.
No.
And then I could see the future, and I knew what the reaction was going to be. I knew what I was going to have to deal with. And that is what I had to create a lot of guts and courage, because I knew what was going to happen. I wasn't stupid. And then I just had to deal with it. And then I came back and started going to class. I didn't tell anybody. That was, I was young. I was really young.
Yeah, your first role.
My first role.
And they got Glenn Close to redo your vocals, your dialogue, because of your Southern accent.
Correct.
And did you go and see the movie? How did you find out?
No, I went over to do some looping, and they told me.
I see.
And we went in to try to re-loop it, but I knew it was a lost cause. I knew that whoever the powers were, they had ultimately made this decision, and it was a lost cause. And I had so much pain. You know how you walk around with that kind of immense pain in your throat? There was no way I could possibly have done it anyway. I mean, you can't shift that quickly to save yourself. But what I did have was the ability to see the longevity of possibility, because I had to make a decision. I thought to myself, it was really all about, and I still don't have grandkids, but honestly, as a 23-year-old, that's what I thought of. My legacy of my grandkids.
Wow.
I thought of my legacy. I thought, I do not want to be an embarrassment for my legacy to be, oh, she did this one movie, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that was basically my determination. It was not to save my soul to publicly, my public face.
Right.
It was more to save my soul for my private face.
Right.
That meant more to me than what the public thought of me.
And what was your next role after that? How much time?
It took
that was
a while.
very wise too at 23.
Yeah, I thought, it was really what my core of what really mattered to me.
Southern
That's what
girl.
mattered to me.
Yeah.
So I got a St. Elmo's Fire. Thank
Oh,
God
my
he
goodness.
gave me that
Oh,
movie.
wow.
Joel
Schumacher. Yeah.
gave me that, and it saved my soul.
Wow.
Because honestly, at that point, even though I was in class, I still doubted myself. I
Yeah.
thought maybe I'm not good. And so that helped me in just move forward. But it wasn't really until I got Sex, Lies, and Videotape that I actually thought to myself, yeah, you're good.
Wow.
You can do this. You're going to be
Really?
okay.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I did Sex, Lies, and Videotape, I really felt good about myself.
And it was a huge success and a huge turnaround for you, because after that, but wait a minute, when was Groundhog's Day? That was before
afterwards,
that.
no.
It was
Sex
after?
Lies changed everything.
It changed
I
everything.
couldn't get people to open a door for me. The
Really?
doors were shut, and I was a laughing stock. St. Elmo's Fire helped, but it didn't change. It wasn't the change. It wasn't a real character that, made people laugh, made people feel something. It wasn't that. And when I did Sex, Lies, and Videotape, I tried to keep my makeup off. I was actually pregnant, but nobody knew it. I was a little round, and I thought, this is good. I'm just going to look like a person. I don't want to look like a model. I just want to look like somebody people relate to. I want people to feel
I understand. I say
feel
that every
something.
day, Andie. Every day.
But you got to see where I was coming
Oh,
from.
completely. Yeah,
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
actor,
So,
sure.
yes, and I think that's really it was the thing that saved me, is I didn't go do a James Bond girl. I did
Right.
something that touched people's hearts and souls and made people laugh and cry.
And as a classic.
And then all the other stuff.
Yes.
And I did make people laugh. So that was the best part.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Well, Andie MacDowell, you are such a great inspiration to
You're
so
all
many
talking
people.
just about me. Thank you so
That's
much.
what it's about, darling. We know each other. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's that your story is so inspiring, because it's stick-withedness. It's someone who listens to their intuition and their instinct,
Yes.
and that will lead you and help navigate this life.
Right.
That's what this is all about. So there's so many people, young people, who listen to this podcast who need to hear that.
Yes.
And you are a shining example. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining us
What a
on
joy.
our show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Michelle, I want to talk about Loot Crate, because it's such a great program. It's a subscription service
Yes.
where you get all this epic gear once a month for really such a small amount of money.
Less than $20 a month.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And for the month of May, the theme is Guardians. Guardians of every kind. Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Goonies, Guardians
of the Goonies.
Just Guardians.
Paul Blart Mall Cop. He was a Guardian.
I don't know if they have him, but
Star Wars, Destiny, Goonies, like you said.
Sure. No, it's everything, all the great stuff that you want sent to your house once a month for just pennies,
and
honestly.
I have to tell you, you guys, it's the best if you're going to gift somebody with a subscription.
Yeah.
Of course, you get it for yourself, too. My house is filled with gamers. My husband and my daughter, and Lily, of course, you guys know, she cosplays. She's really into anime, so she gets the Loot Crate anime. There's things you can choose from. If you want to get fancy, get a bigger box with even bigger loot with Loot Crate DX. They have ones for your pets. Like, they have literally...
They have them for pets.
They have them for your
So
animals.
your pet can get
a crate,
crate once a month with cute little stuff that your pet has never played with before.
Right. So they have licensed gear. There's apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items. Like they had like an Enterprise. They had a Futurama thing one time. Super, super fun.
And you said they have the Groot thing. What's it called?
I am Groot. I am Groot.
Groot is from what franchise?
Guardians of the Galaxy. Why are you not commenting on my great voiceover work?
That's really good.
I am Groot.
I don't understand why they didn't hire you to do the voiceover for that.
Do you hear that, agents? Thank you. Also, you guys, there's a Mega Crate prize. One lucky subscriber of ours will also win a Mega Crate featuring a premium for... Not just in general? Okay. You guys, there's also a Mega Crate prize. One lucky subscriber, lucky bastard, will also win a Mega Crate featuring a premium format Groot figure with a sideshow collectibles that stands over, are you ready, 22.5 inches tall.
Oh, my goodness.
Where are you going to put your Groot if you win?
Well, I'm not going to tell you.
I am Groot. As well as many other prizes, you guys. Over $45 of value in every crate for less than $20 a month. Get it for yourself and be greedy, because that's the way we roll.
Sure.
Or get it for a gift. It's the best gift in the world. Make sure you head to lootcrate.com/Rue. Enter the code RU to save $3 off any new subscription today. It's Loot Crate, LOOTCRATE.com/RU. Offer code RUE.
We've got our special guest, Joan Smalls is here. Joan Smalls,
Hello.
wow, in the flesh. Now, people aren't used to hearing you speak. Well, it's
wow.
No,
it's such
true.
a compliment.
No, it's true, though.
No, it's true. No, everyone
it
has
is.
seen your photograph, around the world. You're one of the top girls in the business for years and years and years. But weren't you the host of one of the MTV shows?
Yes.
Which one?
House of Style?
House of Style.
Yeah, it's House of Style.
Yes.
Yeah, when they remade it, I was with Carly.
And what was that for you? What was that like?
It was interesting because one, I get to work with a friend, and then two, I get to show people my world, like the behind the scenes, and talk to people that I always see at a job. But
right.
It was more personable rather than like super fashion.
Yeah, because you got obviously the old House of Style, and I didn't see the new one, but they would interview people in the fashion business, and they would go inside and take people behind the scenes. Is that what that one was?
Yes.
So, and what was your first exposure to high fashion? I mean, really high fashion, which is what you're
because you
part
grew
of.
up in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, which is completely different. I would say my first exposure to high fashion, Paris. I don't think
Really,
any
you
other...
went straight from Puerto Rico to
No,
Paris?
I went to New York, but I'm just saying where I just understood the concept of high fashion. Like, New York is great. I just feel it could be commercial and more, mainstream. But like Europe was high fashion, and it was a harder industry for me to crack.
Yeah.
Given because I'm, Black, Spanish, and just
a woman of
diverse.
color, darling.
Yeah. It was harder to crack, even after all these years. What's your theory on that? Why do you think it's still, after all so many years, such a hard market to crack for a brown-skinned girl?
I wish I had that answer, or if it was that simple. But it's different variables. Sometimes it's the people behind the scenes that to be honest, there's not a correct answer, because
Right.
regardless of the answer that you give, it's an excuse and a cop-out.
Right.
So, we can sit here and try to explain and pick their brain of why it is, because they're going to say one, aesthetics.
Right.
Or, this is my fantasy. But then you think, well, is your fantasy just all white?
Yeah.
Like...
Then you question the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it just comes into play, style, and your reality. And it's like my reality. I walk outside my door. I see people from different colors, different backgrounds, different groups, different, so it's like that's the world I want to see reflected on a runway and in the pages of magazines, so that people can like feel inspired to become something more than just what they're accustomed of always seeing.
Sure. Yeah. Now, in your business, though, how much does sort of campaigning and being a diplomat have to do with getting the good jobs? I know you're friends with Olivier Russell.
How do you say it?
Olivier.
How do you say his last name? Rosti.
Ooh.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not the only one.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Okay, good.
He's of course,
we're in good company.
Creative director of Balmain. I said it right.
Balmain.
And you're good friends with him, so you walk in his shows. How much is networking and being a diplomat a part of getting those jobs?
It goes hand in hand because, like you said, a lot of people don't know me or haven't heard me speak because all you see is the image. But behind the scenes, I'm making relationship with these people from like editors to stylists, and they know my personality. So they're more willing to root for me or to want to go on a job with me that's for 3 days because they know that, they're going to have fun and we're going to get along. Yeah. So a lot of your personality has to do with how far you go in this industry.
Now, you've been one of the top 5 girls for many, many years. What do you attribute your meteoric rise? Did I say that right?
That's correct.
Okay, good. What do you attribute that?
I don't know, a blessing, drive, inspiration, like just having my family as like the biggest cheerleaders and wanting to prove them that, leaving Puerto Rico was a smart decision. And like, it doesn't become about your own success at one point, like you do things because you want to be the greatest, but at the same time, you have a culture behind you, like Puerto Ricans rooting for you, your family rooting for you. So you feel like you have to prove it to everybody but yourself. Like you have a social responsibility in a weird way. So a lot is a drive, and a lot is I'm hard-headed, and when people tell me no, it like pisses me off. Can we curse? Is that
you sure can?
It's a podcast.
Okay,
yeah.
So it pisses me off when I hear the word no, because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show you that you do not hold a control or a say in my journey, in my life. Like I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna do, and it's like that fire inside of me.
When you were in Puerto Rico, did you always want to model? Was modeling?
No, hell no,
never.
I mean, I love animals, and I grew up with animals, so I would always take care of them, and I wanted to be a veterinarian. And I'm like, ooh, you gotta put them to sleep. Ooh, I don't know if I can do that. And then I saw a lot of my little pets and animals die, and I was getting way too attached. I was like, yeah, maybe this is not the road. And then I went to college. My mother's a social worker, so I was like, I want to do something a little bit like a step up. So I finished college in 2 years, and I studied psychology, and I graduated magna cum laude.
Wow,
which is like high honors.
Yes. And how did you get discovered?
It wasn't a discovery. Like, it didn't come to me easy. It's not like I was walking in McDonald's and an agent was like, you should be a model. We're going to fly you out. It was more of a struggle and more of a, pounding
the pavement.
Yeah. So, like, I did a modeling competition in Puerto Rico, and of course I lost because they never see this type. Like, I didn't fit in. And then one of the agents remembered me, and I would send Polaroid pictures to, like, LA, Miami, New York, saying who would, like, bite back. And I'd put my measurement and where I'm from, and people were like, oh yeah, we're interested, but if you're in the area, let us know. Like, they were never like, here's
you
a
being
ticket.
in Puerto Rico turned them off?
No, that shouldn't have been a reason, because I know so many girls like in Texas or wherever, what part of the States, and they fly them out. Like, nobody was willing to take that risk with me.
Interesting.
So then when I was going to go to college, I saw this agent again, and he's like, I had crooked teeth. And he's like, Joan, you need to fix your teeth. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I see so many models with crooked teeth. Why I got to change my teeth? And he's like, well, Joan, because you are black, and that's already one strike against you. So, no. And I love that, because he was very straightforward with me, and he didn't beat around the bushes. He's like, you have to be twice as perfect if you want to compete just as much. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my ass home, put Invisalign, went to college, did it in 2 years. I'm like, I want out. And my dad and my mom gave me my blessings. They're like, go do it. Like, believe in yourself.
Wow.
And they're like, if Giselle can do it, if Naomi can do it, then what makes you think you can't do it?
They're
I was
right.
like, that is right.
Yes.
So then,
Yes. Now you've already achieved so much. I mean, you've got the endorsements, the contracts, runway, the whole thing. What do you think your legacy will be, or have you even decided what your legacy will be?
I don't know. No, I haven't thought about. Like, I don't like what's it called when you think about something and you keep thinking,
you manifest your
or like people keep on like dwelling on what they did,
right.
Like, I think part of me is always like, what else can I do more? And I'm not thinking that far of like a legacy, but I know I just want to make my mark,
right.
And people can interpret it however they want.
Will your mark be in the modeling industry? Because you're already, I mean, we overuse the word supermodel, but you are definitely the definition of a supermodel. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you.
But and you obviously, you will be remembered because you are you're huge. But what would you want to do? Do you want to go into acting?
Yes.
You
definitely.
do. Are you studying?
I've been for a
in
while.
New York.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I don't like talking about it because I just like things showing for themselves
Sure.
rather than, speaking what your dreams are and,
Yes.
Let it.
Well, through the process of studying, you find out so much about yourself that you didn't know. I realized early on that I had shut down so much of my emotional life to get through life that when it came time to say, okay, now we want you to show your emotional life, I was blocked. Have you found that?
No.
It comes right out.
Yeah, because I'm a Cancerian and I'm very emotional and in touch with my feelings or with other people's. So like I pick up on energies or like I could think about something and it makes me super like it's just easy to connect. And I live through other people's lives and I learn from their mistakes or their life. So like even seeing people hurt, that affects me. Like I remember when I was little, I used to watch, the infomercials when it's like feed the children and they would always show the child.
Oh, yes.
And I was younger than a teenager and I remember crying and bawling and like thinking to myself like, God, why is it that people are suffering and why can't I do something? And I would just start like crying. I'm like, oh my, I didn't even think about it at that time, but I'm like, I'm a child. Why am I, feeling this way so early on? So yeah, the only thing I learned how to block, I would say, is in my personal life, I don't like crying in front of people that I know because I feel it's like I'm making myself vulnerable and you always put up like a wall trying to, be that strong, persona. But yeah, no, I could get in touch with them.
When you walk down the runway, and if anyone who hasn't seen her walk down the runway, you should go on YouTube and look up a Beaumont show or any show. She's in all of them. What are you thinking about? It's such a fierce look in your eyes. What is it that you're thinking about?
What was I thinking about right now when I did it? I think it's about projection too, because you could walk simple, slow, fast, but it's just the intention and the intent that you want to. I guess the one thing I'm thinking of is like everybody make sure you're looking at me when that's my moment.
Right.
Like you try to draw people's like energy as you walk and just like concentrate and try to, even though you're not looking at anyone, but they need to feel your presence and your aura. And like if you're wearing a dress, you don't want the dress to overpower you. You should overpower the dress and
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't let the dress wear you. And I think it's so important, to be confident in your character.
Who taught you how to walk? Like, they say, Jay Alexander
Yeah.
used to do a lot of the girls. Who taught you how to walk?
I mean, my dad tried.
You mean the runway walk?
Yeah, sort of. But my dad always thinks he knows how to do everything.
That's so cute.
Yeah, but then I guess it came natural because being Puerto Rican, you know how to dance at a young age, so your coordination is good. But the one thing I did learn in my career was not to be as commercial when I walked because I look too commercial. So when I do high fashion, I make sure I look more like a boy. And I tone it down and I walk with my head down like if I'm going to beat someone up.
You do.
It's intentional.
That's that intention I was talking about. There's an intense fierceness that's almost like you're not mad. There's an intention behind it that is, I'm going to go get them right now. I'm going to get something right now.
You Don't know what it is, but I'm going to get it.
I love it. I love it.
I love that. And I saw a story, probably in Vogue magazine, about it was your whole family in there. Was it Vogue magazine?
Yeah.
American Vogue.
Yeah.
And beautiful. They're all so beautiful.
I'm really blessed.
You really are blessed.
How many siblings?
2 sisters.
Wow. Are they all as stunning as you?
They are.
Wow.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And there are other, now the girl, I don't know how, her name starts with, I think she's Brazilian. Oh, they're telling us to wrap it up. Okay. I've got so many questions for you.
I know, we could go on and on.
I know.
And on.
Everybody wants to know about your life. Now, obviously you live in New York, but do you also live in Europe? No, you just go over there to do shows and stuff.
And photo shoots.
How long do you think you're going to do this job?
Ooh, I don't know. As long as...
Are you burned out yet? Or do you still love it?
I'm still so inspired by the people I work with and friends.
That's
and
beautiful.
They like give you life and they want to create more. And I think like modeling, you're supposed to use it as a platform to find yourself and what else is it that you want to do. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
Well, you've got the world ahead of you. I just think you are just such an exciting personality. Beyond the modeling, there's a fire in you that I think whatever you want to do in this world, you'll be able to do it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That means a lot.
Well, thank you so much, Joan Smalls.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you out there. We'll see you out there on the big screen all over the world.
Oh, thank you. From your lips to God's ears.
That's right.
Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.